Hi everybody, new name here, playing his favorite game, Watcher of Realms. In this video, I'm going to show you one strategy which I find the most effective for clearing campaign stage N9-7 that you'll be able to unlock the final experience stage. Now, I'm not going to do an easy guide that all you got to do is put in simple heroes, undergeared, underskilled, and do it. I'm going to show you the most effective strategy regardless of your roster. Okay? If you don't have piercers, this guide is not for you. And you're thinking maybe if you're not familiar, piercers, why piercers? So if you go into the hero screen and you come over to skills and it says damage type, piercing, okay? You can interact with that word. When you tap it or you click it, it's going to show you that piercers gain 20% damage boost to the light armored targets. Magic users, magic damage dealers, gain a 20% damage boost against heavy armor targets. So if you take a really special hero like Hex, who is a piercer and a magic dealer, Hex has a bonus against heavy armor and light armor targets. So with that in mind, we're going to go into this pesky stage for a lot of people. And when you look through this magnifying glass, that I don't know about you, I was a bit of a bad boy and I used to, melt ants and praying mantis with magnifying glasses in the sun, but it'll show you exactly what you need to bring. If you plan your strategy by looking at the data available on the enemy, you will be more successful more often. So Theraphis, the Truth Seeker, they're resistant to magic by a large portion here, as you can see, and their defense is at like 50%. However, they're light armored. So you're going to try to put piercers targeting this boss because they're going to get that 20% damage boost. So all these units on this stage, except for the uncommon destroyer, who I think there's three, maybe four, that path down from this blood portal or whatever it is on the ground. Okay, these guys have heavy armor. So I'm going to bring a hero like single target magic damage dealer like Nocturne. However, since I do have a Hex, I can use Hex twice as much on this tile because he's also able to take out these lightning guards, I believe they are. Okay, so we're going to do this. And as I'm showing you, like my battle power is over it. I'm bringing in some decent heroes for this. You'll be like, oh, you even have a invisibility hero. You could probably do Brienne on this, all right? But as you notice, I brought Lunera instead of my Araka. So it's only that one tile bonus for the Lords on Piercers, okay? They're going to get 15% extra stuff as well. Sorry, 10%. Okay. This is the epic hero Lunaria. I'm not bringing the Lego. Then you'll notice I have healers and whatever. Okay. If you don't have a hollow, there's still another way you can do the strategy without hollow. But Vortex is really essential. And someone like a Regulus or Sadie, anybody that can lower the incoming damage by 20% or so for their surrounding heroes, their buddies, okay? So I love Brokir for his bro zone. And this time, as you'll see when I take him out, he is not naked. He didn't go to the bar last night. He's ready for battle. Let's get to war. This stage, I can't recall. It's been a couple months since I did it, but I'm certain that it's holding a few people back from maximum efficiency on their experience farm. So I'm going to use Idril because obviously she's a goddess. And if you're unaware, Idril can do almost anything for you easier than any other hero in this game when it comes to campaign because she has map wide targetability with her ultimate. So Idril's going to come down here and face to the right. And all the floating lightning guards or thunder guards, I forget which one these are, you'll notice, okay, she's hitting them for enough that they don't even get to target her. All right. So up top, I'm going to put my hex. And remember, there's that extra tile because of Lunera's bonus. Okay, that's the only reason why these people, these heroes of mine, are able to extend that far. So I can do it in whatever order from now that I really choose because of how slow this stage paths. But I'm going to put my Nocturne facing down so that he can cover this side of the core from any mages that path this way that might slip past my ultimate from Idril. And you'd be like, oh, look how slow Hex is. Like, this guy's going to hit him. Why would you do that? And whatnot. Hex gets invisibility. Now watch what he's going to do to this. Okay. I haven't done anything. I just set Hex down. That's all I've done. Okay. So this is an A4 holo. At A5, she gives a massive boost of rage when she heals during her ultimate. I don't have her A5 on purpose. So this boss targets direct target attacks the last hero, not tile of platform, but the last hero that you place. So you'll notice I haven't placed tanks yet. I'm placing down all my damage and my healers first. And I'm making sure that these metal tiles can cover any unit that I'm placing on this stage. Wherever I place them, they're covered. Especially down here where the boss is going to be, I want my shield or vortex on those units. So as soon as this jerk paths to this tile, the boss is going to come out. And that's when I'll hit Idril's ultimate. Because I want to make sure I have enough ultimate to use most of it on the boss. So now I'm going to put my Brokir up here. He's not necessary for anything, but his ultimate to give 20% damage reduction as my damage reduction for these units up here. Okay. And you might be like, well, why would you place a tank there then if you really don't need to? Because you'll see when this boss starts coming down here where I'm going to tank it with Oleg and Silas is going to slaughter the boss for us. My unbonded Silas. Okay, so he's the baby version of himself. He hasn't met his wife Yerna yet. Brokir is going to keep these heroes alive up here. Excuse me. One reason why Hex is also up here is because Hex will gain invisibility the first time he is attacked. So when the boss does this big AoE white circle of death, not only will Nocturne be receiving damage mitigation from Brokir's ultimate, Brokir is immune to damage, and so is Hex. So that'll relieve stress on Hollow having to heal these units up there. And you're looking, okay, this is a long fight, especially on one times, and it's on purpose, okay? You'll see what Hex does to this unit. I'm not even going to worry about Hex's ultimate yet. Let's just see what his Magic and Piercer bonus doubles up as on this unit, okay? And this is a geared Hex max skilled A0. But that stun is huge. And people neglect to account for the power of that stun. And then the burn. So the target's taking, there's a dot on him from the burn, so it's tick, tick, tick while it's standing there stunned. It can't do anything. So Idril's ultimate is up. You'd be like, well, why aren't you attacking the boss? I want to make sure I have her ultimate available for when other units come onto the board. Okay? As you'll see here, Hex is able to do his job no problem. And since where Brokir is tanking, if that mob isn't getting stunned and he makes it there, Hex is still able to target them. So this is right here why I didn't use Idril's ultimate. I wanted to make sure that that mage died. Now I can use her ultimate. So depending on how you do placements, you can't use her ultimate on boss because you need it for this mage to path to be killed, sorry, that's coming. That's why I have Nocturne facing down. Nocturne's not going to hit anybody except for that mage. So if Idril wasn't there, Nocturne would have taken care of that for me. Now this boss, you'll notice, is only hitting Oleg with that 1 in the 3 hits because I put Oleg last. Okay? You'll be thinking like, man, you've had Silas there the whole time, he's done nothing. Silas is just prepared in ambush for his job. Okay? Silas can't do what Hex does up top either, because Hex has that stun, and it can come in clutch for you. If you've seen the Gear 8319 No Power of Dominance clear video I uploaded, I cleared all stage 19s without a Dolores. I wasn't able to pull her. And Hex was the reason for that stage for me. So this boss is about to set up to do a massive AoE burst to all my heroes. That's why you'll notice I haven't used any ultimates on my healers or my tanks. And I won't use Oleg's ultimate whatsoever. Okay? So this boss, you'll see this cast bar come up. I'm going to use Hex's ultimate here. Once this cast bar starts, I'll engage the ultimates of the healers. Then I'm going to use Brokir's ultimate up top. So Idril died. Okay? I can put Allure in because she's invisible. I'm not going to put her on boss. I'm going to face her to the right to take care of anything that comes out. Silas is my nuke. And this is an unbonded Silas, no power of dominance. Okay? He's not max skill, but it's pretty close. But again, this fight isn't about, oh, you have to burn the boss because you might not have the ability to do so, just like me. Okay? And you'll see, oh no, other units have died. Like, what are you going to do here? So I've tried this several times, and sometimes people die that aren't supposed to, like Vortex. I really didn't want Vortex to die, obviously. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use Oleg's ultimate so that he's taking no damage. As you see, he's getting hit for like 10k. And the hope here is that Silas was able to burn boss. Okay, so it's getting close. He's probably dead here because I don't have my Vortex up. Normally Vortex survives. I'm going to show you how to recover. I don't want Munera to die. I don't have a choice. So I'm going to leave her there. So the next time that the boss starts casting anything, you'll be like, oh, well, why don't you put down Idril now so that, she's hitting the boss. I don't want her to die. As soon as I put it up there, she's dead. I have to wait for Vortex and his res time. I'm not saying this is the perfect way to do this, but it might be the way for you. You might have similar difficulty. So now I'll put in my Idril because there's a unit coming out of there. Now I'll bring out my Vortex and use my Nocturne so that Nocturne's ultimate is going to absolutely wreck this fool. Okay. Now I'm going to stick my invisibility hero back. And you'll notice I'm not doing a Voca Polka. I'm just bringing in standard res timers. Okay. And you're looking here and you're like, why would you put that hero down? She's not doing anything. Again, she's doing something and the stage is in a race. Okay. She took the boss down by like 3% HP. It might not seem like much, but it's something, right? So now my Idril is available for her ultimate. And there's a much better way to do this that I could show you, but I wanted to show you susceptible chinks in your strategy and how you could potentially have to overcome them yourself. And if I just put in the strongest lineup I had available, you wouldn't be able to see those strategies. So now I can put Silas any which way I feel like it. He's really not going to be able to accomplish much. And now that the boss is done, we're just going to put it on ×2. There's nothing left. This is GG, okay? No healers required for what I have. I'm going to take my healers away. Idril can sit here. Boom, boom, dead, okay? Nothing's going to hit my Hex. This is going to hit my Brokir. And Brokir's not going to get hurt. And be like, oh no, what are you going to do? This mob is going to path right into the core. So again, Nocturne. And if you're really, really concerned, you can always stick an invisibility unit or whoever over there. And you'll always find a way to recover if you've brought the correct strategy. I can't help you if you don't have the invisibility heroes. The idea of this guide is to help a player just see the full fight with timings and the strength of bringing the bonus for having the correct damage to target, which you saw with Hex. Okay? So if this has helped you any which way, I'm very thankful that you were able to find this guide. And I do wish that it was something that showed you even the one piece of info you were lacking to know how to do this fight for your own account. I can't make one guide that encompasses everything. Now, if you care, I will show you the gear that the heroes had on. You can do this fight without the gear I had. You can also do it in a different way than I did. And I hope you find your own way because that's even better. When you have a roster gating problem that forces you to come up with your own strategy specific to your account, that's ingenuity. And that's how I learned to play this game, how you see me showing you things that other people don't, because I didn't have a choice. So, massive gears, okay? This is end game content. I was farming stages for a long time, okay? There's massive gears on these heroes. I'm not saying I am the greatest player because obviously I am not, but I gave myself a better opportunity at success by coming in with correct gears. I wouldn't suggest that you try N7 until you can at least clear all the 18s in the gear rates, which means that you can get most of the gears that you see on these heroes, okay? Aside from this Soulbound Arcana. And I'm not going to pull punches. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. That's obvious. But again, if you look here, okay, I don't have a bonded skill with Silas, all right? My Nocturne is pretty maxed. Meh. Allura, you don't have to use her. You could bring you could bring Valeria as a melee unit tank if you wanted, okay? And she brings vulnerabilities and whatnot, all right? But these are the heroes that I decided to bring to show off the benefit of using a piercer heavy roster, because they get the biggest boost against those types of units. Brokir is in garbage. It gives him big HP. That's it. I give him the Bastion Ring because of the damage reduction, because Brokir specifically, when you use his skill here, okay, when he is getting freeze, okay, he is also at A1 freezing any units around him when it ends, as you see, okay? And that freeze is going to last for 2 seconds, and that can also save your bacon, all right? And I forget where it is here, but he does a damage mitigation. So when he's with the freeze, he's giving 30% damage reduction. And that's why I use his ultimate up top. And that's why you saw Nocturne never died. Okay? Now, I forget if, let's go into the healers. And down here, I brought in Hollow. And Hollow's in the Asclepius set that I always have on my Element. And some of it, you're like, man, like, I can get this. I have this. I have better. This guy's account stinks. That's awesome. I prefer you to have an easier time, especially if you have to look into this guide, okay? But I'm not hiding anything. Best in slot artifact. For Hollow, I don't know. For Eloin, this is it, okay? My Vortex, A5 Vortex. Strong Vortex, okay? Nothing matches. And I'm not saying that you can do this stage with this exact lineup on your account, but hopefully it showed you all the info required to allow you to establish your own successful strategy. Bring piercers, bring magic damage dealers, bring invisibility. So the boss only targets your tanks, place them last. Be patient. It's not a nuke fight. It can be, but you can also achieve success slowly. This is New Name, playing his favorite game, Watcher of Realms. Thank you for your time, everybody. Play safe and be nice.